Quinnipiac men's ice hockey getting set for their quarterfinal series against their rivals from Whitney Avenue, the Yale Bulldogs. I'm joined by all my men's hockey beat reporters, Zach Hochberg, Gage Kilborn, and Matthew Mugno. I'm David Marr, and this is the Neutral Zone. Welcome into the Neutral Zone here on Q30 Sports. We are talking everything about the men's ice hockey team, their quarterfinal series against Yale, and we have got a lot on the table for you today. Let's go from right to left. Let's start with Zach Hochberg. What's your big key to this game?
Protecting home ice. You know, they secured the number one seed in the ECAC during the regular season, so they have home ice advantage this weekend. They're outscoring Yale 9-1 in the last two games at home. It's going to be a little different this time. Not going to be as many fans. Students are, they're going to be on spring break, so we're not going to get a sold-out arena maybe like we want to, but they still need to come home and protect their home ice.
I'm going to take a look at Yale's offense against Quinnipiac's defense. Quinnipiac, the best team in goals against per game at 1.61 goals against. Yale averaging 1.8 goals on the season despite winning 5 of their last 9 games, including their playoff game against RPI. Can the Bulldogs outscore Quinnipiac? That's the big key in this series, as Yale's offense is going to have to play keep away. They're going to have to slow the game down after scoring their first goal against Quinnipiac. The last time these two teams got together, it took 35 minutes for the Bobcats to get back on the board and ultimately win that game going away. The Bulldogs have to do that for a full 60. Yale's going to have to chip pucks in deep, outrun the Bobcats' defense. They have to win some puck battles in the offensive zone. And it's not easy to do against Quinnipiac's defense that loves to block shots, but getting pucks to the net and getting them on Yanni Pretz and then following up on rebounds will be the big key for the Bulldogs. Now I transition over to the red shirt in our group, Gage Kilborn, with his key to the series.
Well, my big key to the series has to be these high expectations. This team going in, they've had high expectations all season long. Like all in the past couple of years, they've had expectations of not just getting the regular season title, but winning the White Law. And what are they struggling the past 2 seasons? And that is winning the White Law. They lost to it against St. Lawrence, a team that, quite frankly, was kind of a weird year back in the 2020-21 COVID year. And then last season when they lost in Placid in overtime to Harvard. So a lot of struggling in find the championship spots, wondering if that will happen again as they've had their history with Yale, as we all know about in 2013, the national title game. Wondering if that will come up again or not, we'll see down the road.
Valuable points all around. I think the key really comes down to the middle six. Mike Lombardi, TJ Friedman, Sky Brindamore, some center depth. I think it's winning in the trenches, winning in the face-off dot. These are the things that will get you far in the postseason. Friedman had 2 goals in the 5 tournament games last season, one of them in the ECAC championship game. Skylar Brindamore had 5 points in 6 of those games, had a monster game too versus St. Lawrence in the quarterfinal at home in 2022. So I think it'll come down to that middle six, winning in the trenches, the face-off dot, limiting mistakes, getting pucks in deep. You brought up how you can't allow rebounds, playing great on the defensive side. Sky Brindamore was just named to Defensive Forward of the Year for the ECAC, so as a nominee. So I think that it really comes down to winning in the trenches, winning those puck battles, pucks in deep. I think it'll come down to the middle six and how those guys perform will carry over. We see how Quillen, Lipkin, Graf performed all season, but we don't know if they're certified playoff performers, and we know these guys have been there before. The veterans, grad students, seniors have been there before.
That will do it for this edition of the Neutral Zone. Stay tuned throughout the weekend for more content on Q30 Sports. For my men's hockey beat reporters, I'm David Marr. We'll see you this coming weekend.